You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Are you ready to learn the 3 secrets to launching a successful podcast? Hi, I'm Bill, a recent client of the Podcast Mogul. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast but aren't sure where to begin, he's got you covered. He is hosting a free webinar where he will share the 3 secrets that can help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast without any fancy equipment or technical headaches. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot now and let him help get your podcast off the ground.
Welcome to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Join the podcast mogul Phil Better as he interviews successful entrepreneurs that make their living in the digital world. Now, let's join your host, Phil Better, and his special guest today on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am, of course, your host with the most, Phil Better, the podcast mogul. And today we have a truly luminary guest in the digital marketing realm. Our guest today is the mastermind behind Omni Rank, a leading digital marketing agency that has been a catalyst for success for e-commerce and Amazon sellers around the globe. With a wealth of experience under his belt, our guest is the driving force behind Omni Rank's expertise in lead generation, PPC, media buying, and cutting-edge email campaigns, all meticulously designed to deliver data-driven results. But that's not all. They wear multiple hats in this e-commerce arena. He is not just the head of Omni Rank, he also serves as a valued member on the advisory board of various 8-figure Amazon brands. In this influential capacity, our guest has fine-tuned his skills and acquired invaluable insight from the dynamic world of Amazon and e-commerce. Think about it, working with multiple 8-figure brands, there's no doubt. His multifaceted experience propels Omni Rank to the greater heights and ensures that clients receive a comprehensive and up-to-the-minute approach to digital marketing success. Little wonder why he's affectionately known as Digital Dylan. So without further ado, let me extend a warm welcome to the maestro of digital marketing and the go-to expert for e-commerce triumphs, our guest, Digital Dylan, Dylan Lam. Dylan, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me on the podcast, Phil. I mean, I love the introduction. There's a lot of passion behind there. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Well, when we connected, and you told me a little bit of what Omni Rank is doing and how incredible your story is, I just knew I had to make an intro that was just as incredible as your story. So thank you very much for being here. I'm can't wait to share your story and Omni Rank with my audience. So this is a beneficial podcast. So with all the, the hot steam, if you will, blowing up each other's about how awesome we are. Dylan, I want to know, why did you want to become a digital entrepreneur? What made you decide to start Omni Rank or start in this world of Amazon and e-commerce?
The way that I started being a digital entrepreneur, like I was an eBay seller when I was in uni time, right? Back in the days, that was like 2014 or 15. And then I started selling on eBay and graduated to Amazon, and then graduated to like selling on outside of Amazon, like Kickstarter or Shopify, right? And so the benefit comes with it, like even before like I scale my own brand to 7 figures. Before that, I was working like after I graduated from uni, I was working for a job shipping company. So when I was working in that dropshipping company, they were like a 9-figure business during that time. They had this office in Hong Kong. There's this snooker table in the work area. There's like a PlayStation. There's like a sleeping room just for people to go for a nap, and there's dart as well that you can play dart like to chill out if you want to. So that gave me like that inspiration of, oh my God, being like selling online could afford an office like that, a team like that, and with the culture that everyone loves about that, and on top, everyone is passionate on the work. So that was eye-opening. That was after the year that I graduated from uni, right? And so I was like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it as well. Because I started my Amazon brand like after during uni, and then I was like running the Amazon brand myself. Like even I was working, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that is something that I should aim for. So that gave me the feeling that okay, that's not what I meant. Well, that's what I'm gonna aim for in the next 5 years, something like that.
I love that. I love how you lucked out working for a huge organization that was doing drop shipping and gave you the inspiration to create a business, a brand that has the same type of environment that this company has. I love how you lucked out in that. It spurred you to be your own entrepreneurial king, if you will. Where did the thought for Omni Rank come from? Because it's a very interesting one. It's a very interesting name. If it's like an inside baseball name, if you will, because Omni Rank means you're ranking on multiple platforms, being the number one on multiple platforms. So I love that with that inside baseball kind of name. Where did the concept and the idea come from to do a digital marketing instead of just staying as a seller on Amazon or e-commerce brands?
So selling on a platform means that like we are being strangled on playing by the rules, and it means that like everyone knows how to sell on a platform because information is transparent, right? When it's selling on any kind of platform, like how to run ad, how to actually better listing, better images, or maybe like what's the fundamental of the A9 algorithms, right? So eventually, like when I bootstrapped in the business, like we were like helping businesses to run Amazon PPC, like Amazon advertising, and then I saw the struggles, right? The struggles was like they all are competing with other people. So everyone is trying to get a competitive advantage from what they're doing. So they start to dabble outside of the external world of Amazon, like using Facebook or native ad, or maybe Twitter or even Microsoft ad as well, to really drive traffic to Amazon, or to get rid of the situation that they are putting all the eggs in one basket. All right. So they want to separate like let's say 50% to Amazon and 50% of the revenue coming from Shopify. So that's what they're all aiming for. And that's why the term Omni Rank. You don't just rank on Amazon, you rank on Google, you rank on TikTok algorithms, to get you virals. And that's the terms Omni's come from.
I love that. When did you start in your journey? Because obviously you started on eBay and you were staying in their ecosystem. Then you moved over to Amazon and graduated to Shopify and probably other platforms. When did you, in that journey, start going, wait, I need to look outside of this little forest that I'm in, this ecosystem that I'm in, to apply the concepts like you just mentioned, going to Microsoft, going to Facebook, going to Instagram, going to all these other platforms to drive business to your original platform, Amazon or Shopify? When did you decide to, like, when in your journey do you think that became apparent to you?
There's two major factors. Like, first factors is um, um, the problem with like Amazon product in the past when we get started, it's all about white label. You just go on to Alibaba, you snap on your logo and you put it on Amazon. But everyone knows that. Everyone knows how to do it. And therefore, there's just price war coming in on every product that I was trying to sell, right? Back in the days, people are only utilizing the Amazon platform to drive traffic. They haven't think about using influencer. They haven't think about using native ad or using like interactive marketing ad or Google Shopping to get more sales, right? And that's why I know, oh, that's the edge that I can go for, because I came from job shipping background. In the past, I was a media buyer when I first started in the labor workforce. When I first started, it's like a performance-driven marketer, right? And therefore, I was like, okay, I know this, I know that, and that's why don't we give it a go, right? And that's why, like, I realized, without like knowing how to bring external traffic to Amazon or to a Shopify store, then eventually that we are gonna be like in the loophole that we launch product, get into maturity cycle, and then there's a lot of copycat coming to copy your product, or you're suffering fatigue as well, or you're forever suffering high CPC week by week, month by month, because of the more competitors coming in, right? And therefore, like, I know that, like, tackle that, like, because you have the data to look at that. I'm a data scientist, right? Looking at the data, you know that, oh, that is not the solution. By doing that, you got like Amazon fee increase, Shopify fee increase, and then you still get the risk of the activation, right? So the only way to get out of that rat race is to really find another loophole or another skill set to tackle those problems.
I love it. I love how you just inferred that being inside the Amazon or the Shopify ecosystem is similar to a rat race, because it is. It's a career thing. You're trying to move up inside this company, if you will, because their ecosystem marketplace is your company, because you want to move up to be the top. You're in this rat race because you're just repeating the same thing, just like you're doing if you have your own corporation or you're an everyday person working. You're in your little rat race running around circularly, and you do need an outside skill set. You need something, like you said, either media buying, understanding ads, understanding another platform to drive people over. You'll be able to find your exit from the rat race, like you have done with Omni Rank. When you launched Omni Rank, were you already sitting on the board as an advisor to multiple huge Amazon brands, or did that come later because of the success that Omni Rank brought?
So not multiple, but it was once before, because like when I exited job shipping company, there was a time that they want to go back to Amazon, so they had me to bring their brand to Amazon. So that was the first brand that I was like on the board with for consultancy. And afterward, like, I was helping Chinese client to like acting as a CMO for them. And so they know that, oh, this guy is not just like know about Amazon, they know about outside of Amazon. And that's the value that I can provide to them. That is really a customer journey that we are creating for e-commerce businesses. No matter you start from Amazon, Shopify, at the end, we all aim for brand building. We all aim for a better customer service or customer journey to increase the AOV or to increase the lifetime value for the business. So that is the thing that we do.
I love that, and it's great. In your journey so far, obviously you've invested in yourself to get to where you are. What are some of the habits or routines that you have that help you continue to invest in yourself, into your skill set, to become a better marketer, a better version of yourself?
Right. Um, I would say I would categorize into three things: podcasts, and attending event, and networking. So back in the days, podcast was one of like the life-saving thing that I would do to really get myself into like the business, the feeling of like being a part of a family, of being a digital entrepreneur. Because like back in the days, e-commerce is like when you tell your friends that you're selling and buying and selling on the internet, they were like, oh, does it make sense? Does it earn money, right? So the only way to really get into like a family, like a connections, I wasn't really networking back in the days, right? So I was like listening to tons of podcasts. There's also like the best, I mean your closest 5 friends will shape the current you, right? So that same as back in the days, when I wasn't networking, I was listening to podcasts when I was like in the toilet, when I was like playing games as well, when I was like in the shower, right? I was like all in podcasts, right? And then those like kind of like educational things that they're providing, those things that they're sharing, it's always like being like, oh, I just like had that feeling. Oh, I just had that problem. I just had that problem. Oh, this is how it works, right? So from people sharing things and from things that that I am struggling as well during those time, that podcast was my lifesaver because no one can help. So after that, been through that stage on podcasting, I went on to attending event, attending a webinar, in-person event. And so in-person event, there's two things. There's always the latest information from the market, and also there is a networking part. The networking part provide me the highest level of information because those are the people who have like the insider information, or who knows things that wouldn't want to share to other people in the world because like there's competitive contest, like a industry secret, like it always happen like every month there's different kind of like industry secret that would give you a edge on getting more sales on either on Shopify or on Facebook, right? So those happen in the networking, whereas those or webinar or those like workshop that I attend or in-person event, those are the one that would like give you the fundamental or like inspire you to work on something that I'm yet to understand first, right? Oh, there's fourth way, reading book. I think if you name all the books about marketing, I think I read all of those. Yeah, that's how it shaped me. Yeah.
I love it. I love those pieces of advice that you gave, like podcasting, because it is very true. The 5 people that you hang around with on a daily are going to shape the future version of you. And what's better way of doing it than listening to podcasts from the people you want to be around? Like if you can't physically be around those people, podcast is a great way because they're sharing their knowledge and it's like you're right there with them. And books as well are just as important as podcasts. So like those go hand in hand, because you can get such great books about business from the advice on podcasts. Because I know there's some podcasters that ask like, what's one book that you suggest entrepreneurs read, or one book marketers should read, and this and that. And those are great questions, because if you are listening to someone like you, Dylan, like let's say you're on a marketing podcast and you get asked, what is a book that you suggest someone starting a marketing read, pretty sure with what you have accomplished, if I was listening to that podcast, I'd definitely go out and buy that book, because the value is tenfold. If you found it valuable, then it's definitely something valuable. So I love that suggestion of listening to some podcasts and then going to in-person events to network. When you started networking, were you nervous? Like, did you have a level of nerves?
Definitely, like it was like so nervous. Like when I was first, I wasn't a speaker. I wasn't like I know that I have stuff in me. I know that I achieve great things. But when it comes to in person, for me, it's like always nervous because uh when I first started, of course, right now I don't get nervous, of course. Like, but then like back in the days, like when I first started, I was like, oh, should I walk over to him first, or should I just pretended that I want to listen, standing next to them, right? So those are the things that like I was nervous about. So the things that I do is like I would just when I first started, when I want to overcome what's going on, I would just focus on one person first, right? It's okay if you just focus on one person and the next day you get another person, right? So in total, if this is a 3-day event, then you met 3 person, no matter how good they are or how bad they are. But then when you get first started, I mean, it's all about just like, just try to, if you're introvert like me, when you first started, right, you just want to like get a feeling of what's going on, or what is the feeling about, when it comes to talking to people that is either better than you, or either like it's not like as helpful as you think, but you still get a feeling of like oh, that is what it looks like, and next time when you come back you will know what you should do, right? So networking event or in-person event is more of like knowing friends, and most importantly have fun, I would say. So that's my little 2 cents. When you first started, we are a bit nervous at that time.
And it's a good piece of advice, having fun, because these events are to celebrate what we're doing as entrepreneurs. Like given each event can be specifically on a niche of the industry, but inside that you're having thousands of people are in different niches inside the general niche. They've sub-niched. And you're there to have fun because you're there to celebrate what you guys are doing. You're all there to learn, to share. And it's like harking back to school, where what did you do at school? You had fun at school. Like, yes, when you were in class, you were paying attention, but outside of the class time, you were joking around, having fun with your buddies, learning, sharing, gossiping. And so I like how you said, like, the first event, like the first time you go is there to have fun. Like, that is such a key point. And that's what entrepreneurship, I find, is about, is having fun.
Exactly.
I would like to touch on Omni Rank, because we've talked about your journey a lot. However, we briefly touched on Omni Rank, and I would love to hear maybe a success story, maybe recent, from your beginning of Omni Rank's journey, that Omni Rank was able to possibly change the lives or change the business of one of your clients. Do you have maybe a success story you would like to share with us?
Yes, of course. Like, so Omni Rank is like more of like a full service agency. By the term of full service agency, there's a lot of definition. Is it full service on Amazon? Is it full service on Shopify, or is it full service on launching a Kickstarter campaign? Because our service like include all those. But like what I would tell, like what I would tell the customer is like, we are a CMO for your digital e-commerce business, because what we do is we use funnel to help you create to break down the trust wall from your customer. We help you to validate your idea before you start investing money into the business that you're about to go into, the niche that you want to create, right? So the success story that we are able to help a client is we help them validate a product. So there's A and B person, A and B customer, okay? So A customer would just start Amazon, and then would just want to go on to Amazon. They would just like buy 60 days worth of inventory, and then they would just like the typical route is 60 days worth of inventory, and then when those inventory is there, have a rise Amazon, they have to get another 30 days of inventory to avoid our stocks, right? So the way that we help customer is we help them to validate the idea on Kickstarter or using one of our one-page funnel to look at the engagement rate. And then after the engagement rate, we'll look for the cost per click. After the cost per click, we'll look at the revenues. So there's 3 stages of validation that we help people validate their business idea first before they do anything that involves with a huge capital, right? So did you just see like 60 days worth of inventory? If you just start on Amazon with the validating, if it failed, if the idea failed on the, let's say, on the 60 days, then you're stuck with a lot of inventory, right? The warehouse without like being with you, it's hard to turn them into liquid cash because those idea is not selling, and that's why they're stuck with 60 days initially and the 30 days afterward. So that is the risk that we are helping them to decrease when they want to validate the product. So product validation is just one of our services, but of course there's like PPC is our core service that we offer because that's how I bootstrap the business. So what I do is like in the past I was just a 6-figure seller. Now I'm a 7-figure seller because we use those PPC that we help our client to run add-on, and I put it all to my own brand right now. And so yeah, PPC is one of our core ones. So that there's tons of case study that we can talk about if you come to our website in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much.
I love that. I love how you're saving people thousands and thousands of dollars before they even try to start their Amazon journey by validating whether or not it's worth the capital to invest in this product before the 60 days worth of merch, like you said, because who knows, like, do I really want to be stuck with a whole bunch of gizmos sitting in my garage that haven't sold, and I have to figure out how to get rid of this before my wife kicks me out of the house? You know, those are some of the like other problems that people may not realize come with, you know, starting an Amazon business. Like, luckily, if you're a single person, you don't have to worry about being kicked out of your house, but you still have to worry about that 60 days worth of merchandise just sitting in your garage collecting dust and taking space. Whereas if you work with Dylan and Omni Rank, you can validate the idea whether or not it's worth investing that your nest egg, if it is, into an Amazon business or a product. I love that you're doing that. And then, do you normally see clients who take the validation option turn into your PPC clients?
Those validation option is we help them to validate their idea, but then if they go on to want us to help them to launch a product, then we will request them to go for full service, so we can handle the funnel and we handle the PPC. So they are kind of like separate service that we're offering. But yeah, okay, if they thought that it's good, they could just go graduated to the PPC service that we're offering as well.
Awesome. So do you, I guess I'll re-ask, do you see a lot of clients go from the, okay, you help me validate, to being full service? Like, do you see a lot of that conversion happening?
There is, yeah, there is. There are a lot of doing this.
Yeah. Love that. I love that. We are coming close to the end of the episode, Dylan, and I hate this because I'm sure you have more knowledge to share and more stories of success. However, I really want to get this question in here. I have your 10-year-old version of yourself right next to me. He's a fun kid. We're talking Pokemon. We're talking, you know, anime. We're talking all the fun stuff 10-year-olds talk about. However, I would really love for you to share one piece of advice to your 10-year-old self. Like, if you could hand back that one piece of advice that would help 10-year-old Dylan, what would that be?
I would say the 10 years old Dylan, I would say start picking up different skill set, no matter it's like work wise or like non-work wise, because when it comes to digital entrepreneur, it's all about connecting the door. So your world feels your worldviews and your paradigm is your asset in the future to have a creative mind, because connecting the door require a lot of experience, either muscle memories or either like memory that we come from a very exciting moment or emotional moment. Those can add up and then shaping you to become a better you in the future. And I would say it's also this skill set that I started to adopt like since the uni time, like 10 years ago. Like because of this skill, it made me the today's me. And so I would strongly recommend to try anything, either karate or maybe Brazilian jiu-jitsu or badminton or football or wherever you want to go for. You only have the time to do it when we were young, but you don't have the time to do it when you started working in the future.
I love that. I love how try as many things as possible before your time gets eaten up by being an adult. And like some people say, the youth is wasted on the youth because they have so much free time and that they waste it. But Dylan, this has been a fantastic talk. I'm going to jump off stage here. I want you to let my audience know how they can work with Omni Rank, work with you to get the success that you have given your clients. So the floor, sir, is yours.
So if you guys want to like start a e-commerce business or want to validate your business first before you put in all your capital to do or like before you go all into one idea that you thought is the best, right? You guys can just come to omnirank.com to just go onto the WhatsApp button and just message me, or you can go to LinkedIn. Is Digital Dylan, so you can speak with me, and then we will see whether or not we are a good fit. And if we were, we'll just schedule a discovery call. Thank you.
Awesome. Dylan, I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your advice. It's very true that you are Digital Dylan. So I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your time with me.
Thank you, Phil. I mean, I'm so happy that like we just have such a meaningful conversation.
I am as well. To my audience, make sure you check out the show notes down below to connect with Digital Dylan and Omni Rank and take your vision for a potential Amazon or e-commerce brand to the next level. I thank you so much for listening. And as always, remember to invest in yourself.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to take the next step. When you're ready to dive deeper into how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcast, Phil's got something special for you. Join him for a free webinar where he'll reveal the 3 secrets that have helped countless entrepreneurs succeed in podcasting. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot, and let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.